All right, let's take you now to our breaking news story. We go live to KZN, where our senior reporter Chriselda Lewis is on the scene of a mission currently where a woman who was trapped underground during those floods for over 9 days is currently being rescued underground. Chriselda, a very good afternoon to you. Well, of course, this is somewhat of a developing story. Talk to us about what you know so far about this rescue mission.
Well, that's right, Unati. Details are still very sketchy at this particular point, but as you correctly point out, we are at the scene of a recovery at this stage of what is believed to be a woman who's been trapped underground for about 10 days now, we understand. You'll forgive me, details are still sketchy, but I will speak to Captain Charlton, who's been part of this recovery team over the past couple of days. Now, I'm just going to show you here towards my left. I'll step out of shot for just a second. You can see there that some of the rescue team are still trying to recover what we believe is the remains now of the woman who has been trapped underground. We will speak to the authorities just very shortly, but I do understand that this is now considered a recovery mission. And as you'll see here, the devastation that has been caused right from on top, where you would see that it seems like there'd been a mudslide of some sort here, from right on top to this particular area where this recovery is currently taking place. And I want to bring in now Captain Charlton, who I believe is in charge of this operation here, before I speak to the National Police Commissioner, who is also on the scene at this stage. Captain Charlton, let me start with you. I really appreciate you speaking to us at this time. A very difficult scene that we're looking at here. Your men seem to be part of this recovery mission at the moment. We understand that a woman has been trapped here for the past 10 days. Could you give us more details, please?
Yeah, that is correct. This is one of many search operations that we've been doing throughout the province. We have located the body, the dog indicated, and since the first day. But it was very dangerous. We had to get the city engineers out here to actually have a look, and you can see the bank has fallen down the back here, which covered the body. And it's been a difficult task throughout the province as well. But as you can see in the back here, the members are working tirelessly to get the body out and to create closure to the families.
You've been searching for about 10 days now, we understand. We see that this embankment here seems to have collapsed. Did it collapse onto a part of the house? Could you explain to us, perhaps?
I think where the lady was staying, this whole wall came down and collapsed onto where she was staying. That first night of the heavy rains, which obviously entrapped her inside this area. And then the guys have been working, as I said, tirelessly to try and get her out. They have recovered the body, but they're just trying to get it out safely at the moment.
I guess it's probably still going to take a while, or are you close to, as you indicated, you're quite close to retrieving the body now?
Yeah, we are close to retrieving the body. At the moment, we're just worried about the members' safety first. They've got to shore the structure to make sure that it's safe, so that no more collapses happen, and we don't bury our own here.
Captain Charlton, I think I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much indeed. If you could just move a bit towards the right, that's fine. The National Police Commissioner also here, Afani Masamula, if you could please come this way, National Police Commissioner. Thank you very much indeed. A devastating scene here, I guess. This is the reality of what has taken place in parts of this province over the past couple of days. We are told by Captain Charlton that they're about to retrieve the body of a woman who's been trapped here for 10 days. Absolutely devastating.
Yeah, that's very true, Chriselda. It's true that we understand that the woman has been trapped here for more than 9 days. And our search and rescue teams, both the SAPS Search and Rescue and the eThekwini Police, Metro Police Search and Rescue, they've been busy here for the past days, day and night. And we understand that they are close by now. They've already reached her, but they are still working on to make sure that there is no further debris that comes down. But it looks like they are almost complete with the operation.
I want to talk about National Police Commissioner, the deployment of police to this particular area. What are we looking at in terms of deployment? I'm sure as the South African Police Service, you've moved to beef up what is in this province currently in order to make sure that there is law and order, and you also assist, I see, with the South African National Defence Force to bolster efforts to get aid to people to ensure that the search and recovery processes are also conducted in the various areas that have been affected.
Yes, with regard to deployment, we sent over 500 public order police to this province, which we took from national and other provinces. And we also have more than 60 search and rescue from the other provinces that came in here with resources, vehicles, boats, as well as their dogs to come and assist the province. So we are deployed across the Greater eThekwini and including other municipalities within KwaZulu-Natal to make sure that we assist the people of this province. We have retrieved a lot of bodies in this province, over 200, and we have assisted communities, moving them from where they were in dire straits, move them to places of safety and halls. So the police have been involved in this operation for the whole period, and we have seen how people are suffering.
National Police Commissioner, there was also, we saw on social media, our colleagues had also been covering this. There had been incidents of looting that had also taken place. Are you concerned as the South African Police Service at the moment, or trying to ensure, was that in fact an isolated incident?
With regard to that, we are aware that there was attempts for lootings around the Umlazi area, and police have responded to both the two shops that were attempts, and we have arrested over 20 people in both incidences, and we recovered also a vehicle with stolen goods in it, and those people will definitely face the full might of the law, because people shouldn't take this opportunity to use it for looting while actually the greater majority of the people are experiencing these devastating floods, where including our own police members, there are those that we have lost actually 2 police officials, one on duty with her dog, and another one was off duty, and there are those that have been also affected in terms of not having where their residences have been swept off. So we are calling upon the society to work with the police, cooperate, don't do crime, make sure that we all assist one another in this crisis.
National Police Commissioner Fani Masamula, thank you very much indeed. We appreciate your time. The National Police Commissioner, I'm just going to step out of shot there for a second. Unathi, you could see the National Police Commissioner also on scene here, and what is the recovery of the body of a woman who this basic embankment had collapsed on where it's believed she was staying. This is about 10 days ago. So the efforts to recover her remains, we understand, that is currently underway. We're hearing from those in charge of this operation that they're almost closer to that at this stage. Devastating scenes, I must say. Really the face of what has been taking place in eThekwini over the past couple of days, while there are those who've lost their loved ones. 448 is the official number that has been given to us, of course, by the province. That number expected to rise as operations like this continue. But of course, as the captain was explaining to us, while they try to recover the remains of those who've been trapped and also have passed on in this devastating tragedy, the concern at this stage is also to ensure that those who are part of this rescue mission, the Metro Police Search and Rescue and other agencies, to ensure that these men who've been working around the clock are also safe at this particular stage. The family that lives here is also very traumatized at this stage. We're not in a position to speak to them at this stage, which we totally understand. Very difficult, Unati, to cover an operation of this nature, where certainly there are those who are traumatized by what has taken place, and indeed a very sad moment over what is taking place. We're going to try and stand a bit further away. I can see what seems to be a grinder, I think, being used now. I'm not sure if you can hear the sound, but if you look at the goggles that one of the rescue rescuers is wearing, that indicates that they're grinding through something at this stage. But a clear indication, if you just look above from where the National Police Commissioner is being pointed to at this stage, it will show you how heavy all of that mud had moved from right on top there to where the lady, we believe, was staying, and it basically collapsed on that. So it's been a grueling couple of days and hours, night and day, we understand, of the search and rescue team trying to recover the remains of the woman who has been trapped there for 10 days now. We understand that they're not too far away now from retrieving the body. They've been able to locate the body of the woman, as you've heard from the National Police Commissioner, as well as the captain who's in charge of this operation. So a lot of sensitivities around this as well, Unati. Perhaps very shortly, and not too far from now, you will have that body being retrieved from here. We're going to try and be extremely sensitive around that, because obviously this is something that I do see that there might be a bit of the South African, the police rescue unit also trying to assist. They've been here since the beginning, and this really does paint a picture for us of the devastation that is taking place here at this time. I do understand that we are in, we are in Glenwood, if I'm not mistaken. We're in Green Park. Yes, that is where we are. We are in Green Park at the site of a recovery. In Durban North, we are at the site of the recovery of the body of the woman who has been stuck underneath that structure, which we believe she's been staying in for the past 10 days now. Just speaking to other matters, of course, in the wider spectrum of the devastation, the National Police Commissioner indicating 500 police officers have been deployed here to this particular region to respond to part of the efforts that the province, the national government, as well as the national police have also been making to ensure that there is some assistance for all of these other agencies. You can see that rope being brought in at this particular time. I think this is where perhaps where they will retrieve the remains. Unati, I'm going to have to let you go in just a moment. I think let us try and be sensitive around this moment as well, in particular because this is going to be devastating. As I indicated, the family that also lives here, traumatized, not in a position to speak to us, 100% understood. If you look at the devastation that we've been covering over the past couple of days, my colleagues here in KwaZulu-Natal have been here. They've been covering it since the beginning. And I think they're just about at that moment now. Unati, we'll come back to you, but I think at this particular point, we're just going to cut off. And we'll come back to you again when perhaps we'll be able to, in a more sensitive manner, show you exactly what is taking place here. But I think let's just let it go for now, for sensitivity.
Absolutely. Chriselda Lewis there, our senior reporter, at a scene of a recovery mission. As we know it, we understand a woman who has been trapped in her home since the flooding began. It's more than 9 days, we believe 10 days, trapped underground her own home. And of course, she is currently, her body is currently being retrieved there. As you saw, the Metro Police rescue team, as well as the SAPS at that scene. Of course, these are harrowing accounts that we are seeing live and happening now. As you know, more than 440 people have died. Scores more are still missing. One of the things that families have been pressed to say is that they would like to recover, the bodies of their loved ones. One of a story that we're also covering here on the channel is of a 10-year-old girl who lost her entire family in these floods. So very, very harrowing scenes coming from KwaZulu-Natal, from Durban. The scene where Chriselda Lewis is currently at is in Green Park in Durban North. Of course, we'll give you developments in terms of how well that recovery mission goes in terms of retrieving that body. You've heard there from one of the officials saying that they have to make sure that before they actually rescue the woman, they have to make sure that the structure is safe in order for them to do that. As you know, just last week, a police officer lost her life during a rescue mission in Durban. So the structure, the infrastructure is not very stable. So the rescue mission is very precarious at the moment, and officials have to be extremely cautious and extremely careful. So the reason we stepped out of that footage is because of the sensitivity around what may, happen in any moment. But Chriselda Lewis on the scene then will obviously bring you the latest that is coming out of Durban. But devastating scenes, I must say.